Hello, all you lovely watchers. How's everyone doing? We are returning with the... that was a bad intro. We're back with the Iron Forge. I am your...
Boobity boobity bibbity wibbity.
Skibbity bop
Big Iron Forge. We got a big Iron Forge on our hip.
I am here with... I am your DM, Ruby. I'm here with the player... With our character... Intrepid... Ugh. I cannot talk today. I'm here with the intrepid group of nameless group under the employ of R&D Industries. We have
yes.
Yava the Goblin.
The intrepid vocal tick has infected you.
We have Yava the Goblin, Varden the Knoll. What?
I'm Yava. Hello.
Oh. Yava the Goblin,
No.
Varden the Knoll, Nerium the Warforged,
Howdy.
Elberos the Warforged,
Hello.
and the Rabbit.
Howdy. It's Clover.
Clover the Rabbit.
You little bitch. Howdy.
Howdy.
Yeah.
Look, I'm Woody. Howdy.
Hey,
Okay,
we're from
first-
Texas. We
yeah.
can say howdy.
Also, I say howdy a lot.
I know you do, but howdy just sounds like the Texas version of the robot
Oi, oi.
troopers from the prequels.
Oh,
Roger.
Roger.
Howdy.
I use howdy as a
Ooh, that was really good.
Like on a daily
That was
basis.
a
You
really
do, but
good
usually
Roger.
you just say howdy. Usually you just say howdy, and so I say, I'm good, how do you do?
Right. Well, where we last left off our group of adventurers, they had just finished, dealing with the Rust Bandits and letting loose the captured kobolds in Kenku, and got on back to their destination, which was Tribor. They met with a liaison of R&D Industries and told them where to find the missing shipments of metal. And they found, joining them, was Lux, the Lantern Dragonette, that certain Warforged was not very fond
What's
of.
his name, Luce? Or
Er,
Luce?
Yeah, Luce.
It was Luce.
Sorry,
Hey.
Sorry, the newest episode of Doctor Who is in my head. You know, with...
Episode of Doctor Who
No,
that they were coming
no.
out.
Oh, yeah, no, totally.
No, let's just move past it.
Yes, moving on.
Don't
Too
do
soon.
spoilers. No spoilers.
Yeah, no
People haven't
spoilers.
seen it yet.
No spoilers.
Yeah.
But after some time riding the Tribor Trail, they made their way to Tribor and eventually found their way into various lodgings. Nerium was insistent on doing many things to try and get rid of Luce.
Mm-hmm. And
Before-
unfortunately, all of them were inexplicably thwarted by just random happenstance, so she ended up being very blunt in telling him that he is not wanted or welcome.
Well, I was getting to that. But that was a fallacy on my part. Sorry, I was going back into an old habit. As a DM. Shoot, where's the Tribor on this map? No. Dang map. Hang on, give me a moment here. They took lodging and bar hopping in the Distilled Dame, a rather risque establishment. One that Varden ended up getting very anxious in, having not been used to the customs of the ladies of the night.
Such an innocent little guy.
Despite being the tallest of the group. But they met with a Ah, shoot, her name's escaping me. A half orc by the name of where are the notes again? There they are. Yeah, even I need notes. Shoot, it doesn't have her name.
Oof. Someone whose name we no longer remember.
It's gonna bother me.
Wait a minute, not stalagmite, stalactite.
Right, stalactite. Her name was Stalactite.
Dang it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She was able to get everyone settled in the early aughts of the morning, since that's when they were able to arrive. Nerium, fed up with Luce's antics, went across to the conjoining inn that was also owned by the Distilled Dame Company, where they found a Terry, but this was an owned Terry that was not connected to the Terry network. Their name was Marigold, and she seemed disinterested mostly. But anyway, after some drinking, some food, and some rest, they got their instructions to head east to the desert, and to await further instructions. Luce attempted to tag along, but as mentioned by Nerium, they were finally shooed off, leaving burnt bridges in the wake. And this is where we pick up. You're all getting into
riding in the wagon.
Yep, you all get in the wagon and started riding off towards the east out of the town.
Was driving.
Hooray.
Yes, who was driving?
I will drive.
Right, Elbros, you take the reins. And what is everyone doing?
I just stretch and lean back on the chair.
So you're sitting next.
Peace and quiet.
So you're sitting next to. When you say chair,
The
you
back
mean?
of the wagon?
Okay, so the back benches.
Yeah.
I will also be relaxing.
Right, because you're drunk. As you've stocked up on booze. Alright, so Nerium and Yava, you're relaxing. Clover, Varden, what about you two?
I don't know. Like, I guess I'm just like Clover. What would your first instinct be like in a long travel ride then?
Huh?
Like-
Oh, I'm sitting on you.
Okay.
Now, whether that's head, lap, or some kind of weird front pocket, that's up to you.
Well, I guess right now, we'll just be huddled like a bit away from everyone else, and like just chatting like in the back.
Then we need to get you a hoodie with a pocket in the front.
A hoodie. I
Like a
mean,
kangaroo pouch.
Oh, okay. I mean,
You just get one of those baby things to put Clover in.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just so that we don't need Clover hanging up. It'll just be like having something there just to make it compatible with a sitting space or standing space.
Okay, Elbros is having some mild connection issues.
Ooh.
Okay,
Can you hear us? Can you hear me now?
yeah, for some reason I had that big issue a moment ago, but now it's fine.
Good. Alright.
Alright.
So you're along the trail from Tribor to Yartar. And you pass through Yartar with little issue. As you enter it, it does seem like a small little city, but having just stocked up in Tribor, you don't feel the need to stock up unless you wish to stop. Do you wish to stop?
I have no reason to buy anything anywhere.
I mean, how are you doing on food?
I'm a rabbit. I can eat grass. I can also, much more deliciously, eat my namesake.
Eat your what?
Their namesake.
That
Clovers.
was really clovers, yeah.
They
Clovers.
taste
I like
delicious.
I like the clovers that have the little yellow flowers.
But
They taste
buttercups.
like lemon. No, not God, what? No, buttercups are poisonous.
Oh.
Lots of things are poisonous to some people.
No, I mean the clovers with the tiny little yellow flowers.
Some people just can't hold their arsenic.
Mm,
Hey,
I-
what about dandelions?
Dandelions are yummy.
I've had dandelion wine before. It's okay.
You gotta make a dandelion salad.
So you guys are continuing on through Yarder?
yeah,
Yeah, we're not we're not filling our larder in Yarder.
Alright, so you pass through with no issue. The guards at the gates just kind of waving you
On my
through.
elbow.
Mm-hmm.
And you continue on back onto the path east. The small hilly moors turning into plains as night starts to fall.
Mm-hmm.
The night does go through smoothly, thankfully, with, we'll say, Nerium and Elros on watch. But during the night, Nerium.
Yeah.
In your head, you hear a little beep, 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 beep,
I ignore it.
beep, beep. Battery low.
Oh, son of a... Alright, we have mechanical horses, right?
Yes, you have done this before. Would you like to try again?
Yes.
Alright, so while Elbaros is in his sentry rest looking away, you sneak your way towards the horses and pop them open once again. D100, please.
Alright. Do I get a bonus for, this being my forte? Or does that lower the DC I need?
How it works is that depending on what you roll, that's kind of like quote unquote the power you take. 25, nothing much happens. At 50,
I got 32.
Oh, you got 32?
Mm-hmm.
You drain enough to where that by morning, as long as nobody's paying attention, their arcane cores will be restored and be back in peak condition.
Hopefully that'll silence it, at least for a few days. I climb back in the back of the wagon, go back to sleep.
I want you to make a stealth check against Elbros's perception.
Alright.
Elbros, roll me perception.
Perception.
Just remember, in the back, Yava fucking sawing logs.
Well, I got a dirty 20.
Elbros?
11.
Alright, Elbros, you don't notice Nerium moving around into the back.
How do you
And-
get so many net 20s?
They got a dirty
I
20,
haven't-
not a natural 20.
Yeah, I got
A dirty 20 means it's just a lower number, but with their modifier, it equals up to 20.
Yeah, I understood net. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
I
good.
have advantage on stealth because of the model I am.
Right. I forgot about that. Alright, and with that, dawn breaks. Everyone awakens except Yava, who is still somewhat sawing logs. Who would like to take over for driving? Or Elbros, do you wish to continue?
Know what I want.
I guess I'll take up the wheel.
Right. Varden, you hop up and sit there. Elbros, would you like to sit next to them? That is usually how these carts have their little driver seats.
Yeah, I was the nice.
Right. Yes. Varden, you are joined by Elbros. And you continue on moving again after packing up camp.
Alright. Like Varden is just basically like staring out listlessly into the pathway as they have like the helms on them on their paws. They're just like zoned out, like just not really paying attention to much anything right now.
I would like to stand in front of Varden. I'm short though, so he probably doesn't notice yet until I do anything.
You'd also be standing on one of the horses.
Oh, is he in the front?
Yeah, he's taking the wheel,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah.
Then in that case, I would be, I guess, behind in the wagon, looking through the front. There's a little window there for talking, right?
Oh, there's like a whole hole there that you can like just kind of, rest your chin on his shoulder if you wanted.
Okay.
It's like a covered wagon.
Hey, Varden. Hey, Vard. I got a question for you.
Yes, Yapa? What is it?
If you could be some other kind of were animal, what would it be? Instead of a crocodile, what would you like?
I haven't fathomed that sort of question.
Well, then off the top of your head.
Varden thinks back to their studies, back at the Blood Hunters and Azel, and then they go honestly, right now, maybe some sort of rare rat, just to be a bit more dexterous, a bit more speedy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nodding.
not needing to change my diet even really, because hey, it would just be eating the same thing. It wouldn't really interrupt with it. I'm being a rare croc and needing a big haul in comparison. Can't believe I spent so much money.
I'd be a werewolf. And then I duck back into the cart.
Do the rest of us get votes?
I would say everyone can hear it. This is a pretty small space, so everyone can join in.
Character.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Everyone can hear this if they want to throw in their 2 cents.
No, the line was in character.
I know. I'm just specifying that this wasn't a private conversation.
Yeah.
No, but never mind.
Ooh. But,
In the meantime, I'm trying to adjust the little storage in my arm so my crossbow doesn't jam when I try to take it out. Does any one of you have something like a similar to a screwdriver or something?
I
mean,
very joyfully pull out my kit full of all kinds of tools for performing maintenance. Jingle jingle.
Thank you.
And come sit over here. I'll fix that for you.
We've even got one of those 5.1 millimeter Allen wrenches that every fucking thing needs for some reason.
Absolutely. Do you have any idea how difficult it would be to adjust the tension on the springs without one?
I couldn't possibly imagine.
No, I lift, I pull up my sleeve and twist my wrist a bit. And you can see a very, very tiny Allen screw, deep in the in the gap of the armor.
Just imagine having to adjust your nerves every time you have to do maintenance or something, just so your whole body doesn't, you know, screw over.
Nerium, as you are helping Elbros repair themselves,
Hmm.
you notice that it takes you a while to actually find the correct screwdriver. Like, you grab a flathead, that doesn't work. You grab a hex head. Nope. It takes you a bit, but you finally land on the correct screwdriver. One used specifically for screws made in dwarven lands.
Interesting. You said you were elvish, right? Or said-
Revealed by elves, yeah. Why?
Interesting. These aren't elven screws and sprockets and yeah. Can I look further to see whether or not it's all dwarvish or if it's like a mishmash of different parts cobbled together to?
Give me an intelligence check.
Alright, can I have because I'm using my Tinker's tools, can I have a proficiency?
Advantage?
Oh.
I would say because you would not get proficiency, but you would get advantage since stuff like this is a bit of your forte.
Okay, advantage is way better.
Yeah.
You
That's
do
gonna
have a
be
shit. You do have a
dirty
tools with
20
you.
again.
Looking over Elboros, which is a little weird for the Warforged, who, since you're kind of like pulling clothes away, or cloaks and such, you see a bit of a mismatch. You do notice that some screws are elven in nature, and not only are they elven in nature, they're newer. But and looking at the dwarf screws, most of them have rusted over.
I see. Alright, you're gonna need to. We're gonna need to take you to a. We're gonna need to take you to a blacksmith to get custom screws and stuff made. Some of you have serious wear and tear, but I think a base model may have been dwarvish originally, and then refurbished with elven parts.
Yeah, Nerium, with the Dirty 20, you actually even notice that the screws that are dwarven, they're not even made like that anymore.
Very old dwarven.
Are you sure about that?
Well, you found it in a junkyard.
Well, I mean, that was
Look,
found on.
I know my parts. This is old even by dwarven and elvish standards.
Huh.
So.
I mean,
you're
I'm
likely-
even surprised I have even dwarvish parts, considering that supposedly I was shot by a dwarf.
I don't think being shot by a dwarf would give you dwarven screws and
Yeah, exactly.
cogs, unless it was a were-dwarf, of course.
Not a dwarf.
No,
Dwarf.
yeah, a were-dwarf. You know, you get attacked by a were-dwarf and you start to become a dwarf yourself.
I hear there's a belt that does that.
I'm just teasing you, and I punch you in the shoulder.
Wait, what
But,
would happen what would happen if the robot wore the dwarf belt?
Oh, I doubt anything would happen.
I don't know, maybe you grow a beard.
I would look terrible with a beard, darling.
I don't know, maybe Elbros would look good with a beard.
We can buy a fake beard. What would a robot beard
Why would I
even
need a
mean?
beard? I'm a
steel
robot.
wool? Actually, if we get an arcane core, if you have steel wool as a beard, we can take the positive and negative on an arcane core, press it up to your beard, and it'll light up. You ever do
Ooh,
that with
fancy.
steel wool?
No, I don't have
Never.
access to arcane cores where I'm from. Or
Oh.
steel wool. I assume it's wool made of steel.
It's very fine metal wires that have been curled and balled up. It's great for cleaning gunk off things. That's what we could use a robot beard for.
Clearly, steel wool comes from a steel sheep.
No, it comes from an electric sheep. I see them in my dreams.
You dream?
Of course I dream, darling. Who doesn't?
I don't know. Elves, probably.
Well, they don't sleep.
I don't sleep. I'm constantly watching.
Always watching.
Mike Wazowski.
I wonder if we'll ever go one campaign without making this reference.
Never.
So I accidentally triggered a traditional reference.
It's just, it's an autonomic response.
Echolalia.
Echolalian?
Echolalia.
Alright, as you're performing this maintenance, you go on through the day. Approaching the Evermoors. Varden, you actually are now getting familiar with this path, because this is actually the path that you took to get to Neverwinter.
Gotcha.
One would say that
just like.
one would say that you're actually a hop, skip, and a jump from Everloon, where you actually first met Terry.
I see. I'm just reminiscing about this. I was like, huh. So we're heading back over here to Everloon. Interesting. I look a bit content. Like, I don't really feel anything else much special about it except for maybe like just hoping, maybe seeing like the shopkeep again, or the barkeep again, you know?
Do you do...
Mind if we stop over here? At Everloon, guys?
Huh? What? Have a what?
Alright. It was like basically because we're about to reach the city limits for Everloo. And I've been there.
Oh. Not that. I don't think I've ever been.
What about you, Clover?
What about me?
Have you ever been to Everloo before?
I've been a lot of places. I don't really keep track of their names.
I gotcha.
Alright, so you... So you continue on actually passing it in with the sign called the Calling Horns. But having no need to stop since it's only about the middle of the day, you continue forth. Day and night goes with little issue, and you make it about halfway to Everlund. When, Varden, you notice somebody standing on the side of the road. It's a little farther way up, and you can't make out their details due to them wearing a cloak.
I see. I think I'll just basically tap like Clover, like nudge them with like my elbow and just say, Clover, Could you make like who that random passerby is over there with the hood?
They're actually wearing a flat cap-like thing. It's flat on the top, but with a wide brim.
Do they look like a human?
You can't roll. I would roll perception.
All right, let me go roll racism. I have advantage on racism rolls. It's fine. No,
I mean, if you're a ranger,
They're a druid.
ranger with a preferred enemy.
humanoid.
Humans.
Humanoid. Yeah, no, that would.
All right, you roll.
Perception, right?
Yes.
You motherfucking dice.
What?
I got a nat 1.
They are
Fuck.
bipedal.
Are you sure?
Maybe.
I am
Optional.
fairly certain that they are standing upright. It might be a meerkat.
I say we just go right on by them. No need to delay
Moving
ourselves.
right along.
Moving right along.
It's a really good song. Yeah,
I've only seen the meme.
I like the movie.
All right, so you continue on moving. The figure getting closer and closer, not moving as you are the ones approaching.
Yeah, let's just go right on. past
Varden,
them.
give me a perception check on the man.
Alright. Perception. I have advantage on this. Hold on. Okay, just
We should have played Curse of Strahd with Muppet characters.
I mean, we kind of did.
Yeah.
Don't forget,
Yeah.
Silver and I wanted to play as fucking Animaniacs.
I gave you permission. You guys decided not to at the end.
All right, your number, Varden?
13.
You don't make out much, but as you pass them, you hear him say something. Moonling. And that snaps you into attention.
Like I suddenly just halt the entire cart suddenly, as if something like whistled into my ear, and I'm just like, yes.
Yes, and Varden, you then recognize the term. For your guild, Moonlings are the new ones. The man walks to the back of the cart and starts to climb in.
What the fuck?
Sir, it's an honor. Apologies for the look of this caravan, but as you
Forget-
can see, I'm good.
Forget the caravan. As you look up, you notice the insignia on his, I guess the lapel would be the right word. And you realize, you do know this person. This is the blood hunter that you were assigned to assist. This is Southclaw.
Okay.
Where have you been?
This is
Well,
happening in the back of the cart.
Mm-hmm. You are all at a dead stop.
Yeah, I've been,
If you're gonna stop this cart, then please get out so we can move along.
Nerium, Southclaw ignores you entirely.
I think this is something for Biden.
Okay, how should I explain this, sir? It was like someone who wanted to enlist my aid in something said I had talents that they could use for like a certain job.
And so you abandon your post and leave me waiting here with the bounty for how long's it been? A week?
I guess I got a bit too distracted with like the whole interest of work and such. I'm sorry. Like I immediately bow, like prostrating my head before him. It's like I didn't mean to forget about you. I'm always usually like careful about like that sort of stuff. How could I forget about you?
Southclaw leans down and you hear him. You transformed recently, haven't you?
Oh, you should tell him about the Rust Bandits.
Rust bandits?
Oh, yes. Our friend Vadin was very, very useful in taking care of them, turning into a
Zip it, you glorified dog.
crocodile. No.
I want to hear it from the Moonling.
Can I see under his hat yet?
I don't care much for your politics, but we have a job that we need to do. So either leave us be or find a hole
Clover,
in
you
the
do
passage
see.
while we walk.
You do see under his hat. And for a moment, yes, it is human. But it's slowly starting to grow more bird-like. Specifically, hawk-like.
I don't trust you.
And my business isn't with any of you, it's with the Moonling.
Well, our business is with R&D, and we have to go, and we are on a schedule.
Are we?
Yes.
I mean,
Alright.
Wait.
Tell me about
Let's
these
just-
rust bandits. Tell me about these rust bandits, Moonling.
Alright, Southclaw. So the thing
Southclaw.
was,
Isn't that a slur for people who are left-handed?
That's Southpaw.
I don't think it's a slur.
And yes, it's not a slur. Unless you're, one of them backwoods tiger folk.
Now, see, that sounds like there's some,
See, now that
That sounds
sounds
like-
like a slur.
yes.
I mean,
Oh,
have you
just
seen their arms? And he pulls back his cloak, and you see the two arms of a...
Rakshasa?
Yes, the two arms of a Rakshasa. And he drops them onto the floor. And you can tell that they've been dead for a while. But undeniably,
Ew.
these are the paws of a Rakshasa. I had to kill that thing alone.
Where is the cut above or below the elbow?
Above.
Oh, okay.
I had to kill that thing
Is that
alone.
right?
You know how annoying it was to deal with that fucking curse?
Don't you go? Are you sure it's actually dead?
Well, seeing as I took the head with it, and he opens up the other side of the cloak, and there is a Rakshasa head.
Aren't those things where you actually need to go into their plane of existence and kill them in person there for them to stay dead?
Okay, you don't know that.
Well,
alright.
That's a bit of metagaming there, Ian.
That's what the lore skill is for. Is it lore in D&D?
In previous iterations. Now, anyway, Rust Bandits, Moonling, talk.
Alright. So for like our first assignment, we were basically trying to stop like bandits that were interrupting caravans for an organization that we're working under currently. They basically turned up threatening a group of like kobolds and other small creatures and whatnot. And we decided like since I couldn't really fit into like a hidey hole, I would act as bait, as like a prisoner for like for these kobolds and whatnot. to like see their boss and like to see like what we're going up against. But then as soon as like their boss was like said some things that triggered me, I kind of lost it and went all wear croc at them, running after them basically.
I see.
Taking. Mhm.
And that was your first transformation, right? After your little stint. Oh, you're finally starting to get it!
Starting to get it?
Yes. The reason you were assigned as my assistant was because you were meant to defy orders.
Oh.
Admittedly, I would have enjoyed the help with the Rakshasa, but you are finally starting to get the buttons to click. After the first few months, they thought that maybe you'd just end up being one of them bookkeepers.
I mean,
But-
I wouldn't have minded the bookkeeping job.
Yes, but you know that's not what we do. We're hunters. We hunt.
Books are better than humans.
Right, I'm gonna ignore that.
I'm not
Sorry.
running humans.
Hello, humans.
Can't argue with that.
Sorry.
No, some humans make good
my-
booze.
My
Well,
associates are
Some
very.
humans do make good food.
Yeah.
Booze, food.
I've heard that, if you cook them right, they can really sizzle.
You have...
Your skin
guys,
makes wonderful leather. I've seen a book that.
Guys, you're
that
gonna make
is
South
found in
Club
it.
very angry. Please.
This is quite
Listen,
the gaggle you've gotten yourself mixed up with.
Oh please, we're a cavalcade. Learn your taxonomy.
A menagerie.
No, definitely not.
I
Wait,
think
wait,
we would
wait,
all
wait.
have to be different to be a menagerie.
No, maybe. Usually considered that as like a flock or whatnot, but anyhow.
Maybe if we were a pair of like each of us were a pair, then we could be like an arc.
You got a talking rabbit, 2 robots, which one of them I do not like, and the
Yeah,
goblin,
So
which I'm
sorry,
pretty sure is
Elros.
drunk.
You've made a horrible impression on a new friend.
I'm always drunk.
Mm,
I'm
this
assuming
new-
you did the heavy lifting.
I mean, honestly, it was a bit of a team effort, specifically that bunny over there with me as a frontline scout slash
The
shop
rabbit.
enabler. Yeah.
Your friend almost died to spiders. Not even big spiders, just regular spiders.
Yep, for running into action.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I-
did you
I-
die?
No.
Well,
Almost.
sounds like a successful hunt to me then.
They would have died if we didn't
The power
give
of
our
teamwork.
resources. And health potions.
Well,
That's still teamwork.
I mean, as long as you think you can trust them. But to be honest, with the one that
I
runs its
only-
mouth,
It's
Who
just
runs
really
whose
everyone
mouth?
it's just everyone but the one who runs their mouth I trust.
right? That automaton that does not know when does not talk. I don't trust him.
Mm.
The other one,
That's
though,
smarter than the last person we met.
I can't quite get him. He hasn't said much. Stoic, I like
Yeah.
that.
They very much keep to themselves. I mean, I can relate to that. And but since there are 2 stoics, I tend to yap more when there's a lot of silence. But so Softclaw, now that you're finished with the Rakshasa hunt, what are you off to now?
I had another assignment to head back to head into a nearby little village. Apparently they're having some kind of problem. However,
What's mm-hmm.
they don't know the problem. All they know is that they've been having cattle going missing and glowing feathers.
Glowing feathers, huh?
Yeah.
But clearly an angel is stealing your cows for some reason.
Nerium,
Why?
a taloned claw slashes next to
Could be a
you.
rock.
Like I said, doesn't know when to not talk.
It could be a rock of some kind.
No,
No,
too small.
How could? Yeah, rocks can't move. They're stationary.
No, rock with a C.
Yes, rocks have C
Yeah,
in them.
rock has a C in it, dummy.
No, the word rock without the K. That is what you mean.
Either way, I got the feather right here, actually. I just came back to... I just heard that you were nearby.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls out a feather that looks like it's gold that ends in a purple eye. Or at least a purple eye pattern. And there is a faint glow from it.
Well, could I roll investigation on this?
Yes!
Alright.
Let's see if your training's got up to snuff.
How did you hear that we were around?
I heard you.
We
We
got
were
23.
talking.
We got 23 for investigation.
Alright,
Who's investigating?
Varden is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Varden, you take the feather and look it over.
Mm-hmm.
The plumage gives a golden sheen, and tangled within is actually fur. This is a sphinx feather.
Ooh. Have
Well?
heard any riddles? Have heard any riddles from any of the eyewitnesses, Commander?
No. Cattle been going missing in the dead of night.
Then it's very odd how a sphinx would be in a non-deserty area.
Yes.
This is one of their feathers.
Sphinx, huh?
Wait, aren't we going into a desert? Are we heading
We
towards
are.
a desert?
You're still about a few weeks off from that, though.
Oh yeah, we know.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I mean, I'd assume a sphinx can fly.
Yes, but they don't usually leave the desert or what they're guarding.
Indeed, that makes this a very particular issue now.
Maybe it's adolescent, just left the nest.
It's possible, but still, sphinxes prefer the desert for their heat due to struggling to maintain their own temperature. That's why they live.
Those that leave their territory usually are driven out.
Driven out, or like the chatty one said, adolescent.
I met a
Perhaps
sphinx
if I-
once.
Perhaps
Nice
they
guys.
found some kind of
Hey.
magic item that let it regulate its temperature.
I'm
Or-
gonna tap Nerium.
What?
Hey, what's a sphinx exactly?
Obviously, it's some kind of bird.
Sort of. A sphinx is an abomination-like creature. Face, head of a human, wings of a
Oh,
bird.
let's kill it.
It depends on the
throw it?
sphinx. Not all sphinxes have the face of humans.
Well,
Some of them are mostly...
Varden, are you sure about
have
this?
some brute force.
About this ragtag group?
Okay, honestly, if we're being serious, the bunny provides the assistance of 2 helpful humans in comparison to one of her.
don't insult the bunny like that. That's a mascot.
Right.
No, I'm saying the bunny has enough power to be 2 of you, basically.
Back to the point at hand. A sphinx is an abomination-like creature, wings of a bird, face of a human, body of a lion. They're big too, but a feather this size, almost certainly adolescent.
The ones with
Right.
human bits sometimes have tits. I always thought that was
That
weird.
too. That is kind of weird.
33%, it's 33% human. These are acceptable parameters.
Yeah, 33% human, 50% lion, No, well, okay, more like 70% lion and then 12% bird.
It's half bird, half lion, half human. That's good enough.
Okay.
And they
So-
love
Can we get
riddles
on
and
with
guarding
this?
treasure. I would be getting on with it if the chatty one would stop.
Alright. Like I immediately just like hold up like my paw over like Miriam's like module for like audio.
I-
Just be like,
I am wearing a porcelain mask. You can't just put it over the lips of the mask.
Yeah, but is that where your speaker is?
yeah, like I'm trying
Yeah.
to aim for the actual sound. Okay, then it would be
Probably.
on the mask. It would be on the mask then.
I just think it'd be funny if it was like in the middle of your chest, like a FNAF animatronic. You're talking up here, but down here is where the voice is coming out.
Right.
Indeed.
Anyway, I was going to take this, but seeing as you're here and finally starting to put it together what our guild's about, I think you should take this. Normally, a Sphinx would be way too out of your league, but a young one might be able to handle. Might not even have to kill it.
Okay. That actually sounds very reasonable. At least it's not killing like a young one.
It-
Young one.
Adolescent is a young one.
No, I know. I mean, I'm glad I don't have to necessarily kill it. You know, and
Right.
it still has a chance to reform itself. Maybe drive it back to like its family.
They're mainly neutral creatures, so. But right, you do have a point.
Well, it's gonna be neutral once we're done with it. Neutralized. That is. Fuck you. I'm funny.
No, no, you're not.
Southclaw looks
Yava's
over to
just
you,
shaking her
Miriam.
head. Yava's just slowly shaking her head.
Southclaw looks to you, Miriam, and just squints his eyes.
Well,
Anyway, Varden, you keep working on this. You'll eventually be able to have a nose like mine. Sniffing out more than just, why do I smell perfume?
I mean, some of the ladies here, they like to like have perfume around, but
Right.
What ladies like perfume?
oh, did you indulge in the brothel?
Ruffle.
I
That's
did not.
disgusting.
I didn't indulge myself in anything about a brothel.
It's
No,
coming.
no.
Say the name
It's
that
not com-
was a brothel.
We went to a brothel, and me and Varden shared a room.
It's not coming
perfectly
from.
normal.
It's not coming from any of you. Coming from. I think it's coming from your cart.
Something is in it.
Possibly. But if it's a brothel, it might just be a gift.
I'll try to sniff it out. Like I want to do like an investigation roll. Or is it? Roll?
Yeah, investigation. And because you're sniffing it out, you have advantage on it.
Okay. Dirty 20.
You take a good whiff of the air, and you do smell stalactites perfume. Looking around, you eventually find one of the compartments that's just below the driver seats, and you find what looks like a small care package with a kiss mark from stalactite. Opening it up, you find many cured meats that are meant to last for long journeys.
Wow. Dang.
Oh, shy little Varden's got away with the ladies.
Emphasis on little, I assume.
I feel like I feel bad. It's like misleading her for no reason. Oh, she's just so nice.
I don't
girl.
think Varden is little at all.
Wait,
Hey, maybe she just wanted-
Why hide it in a smuggler hole? There was a clear chance that it would not be found until well after it rotted.
Well, for one, it's cured meat. This stuff's gonna go on for months before it rots. Unless you spend years with this thing and not actually look through it, you will find it eventually. Or, like me, you could have smelled the perfume. She probably sprayed it with that kind of market. You know?
Oh wow, lording your sense of smell over us. I can't believe you.
Why? You have it too.
Who says we do?
I just
he's not looking at you, Alvaros. He's looking directly into Nerium.
Yeah, I know, but
I can't believe that you accuse me of such things as lying.
Oh, stop talking.
No.
Right. Anyway, I'll take the Rakshasa and make it back to the guild. Send a crow, or a pigeon, or whatever bird we use now. Once you finish the job.
Understood, sir.
And,
Thank you
hold
very
on,
much, Sophie.
before we leave. He holds out his hand and takes a slit at the wrist. You too, remember?
Mm-hmm. Like, I immediately slit my wrist with my claw. Like, spitting out some blood.
You clasp hands. And everyone
They
watch.
both have a thing, but
They clasp hands, and everyone watches as the blood starts to move and form essentially like a connected line between the two wrists. And the contract's yours. All right.
I know they both have like the problem, but I think maybe blood-to-blood contact's not a good idea when diseases are a factor.
You ever have a disease?
Yes. They got hit. Didn't you get bit by an orthos?
Like Clover did, but like the thing was, I also got bitten, but I had resistance to diseases because of my species.
Right. Plus, it's not hard to get one of those lycanthropes infected with diseases.
Yeah.
Especially
You also got
one.
hit by Clover.
Especially when we can control our blood.
What about when something bites one of you and drinks some of your blood? What happened then?
It doesn't work like curses don't. The curse doesn't work like that. We have to bite them.
Okay, so then what does exchanging blood like that do?
I nudge Nerium. The blood magic.
I've heard of other fluids
You
bringing
saw
the curse along. Is that not true?
you saw Varden like cover himself in blood or whatever. He put his blood back in.
Huh? Blood is just.
It's also symbolic. It's also symbolic for our guild that you don't need to know about.
Yeah.
In fact, I've already told you enough already. Especially for the
flattering
fact that
to
you
think I
don't.
care about your guild.
And it's flattering to think that I care about you. Alright, I'm leaving. And he grabs the arms and the head
Bye.
and hops out the cart. And everyone watches as Southclaw goes from man to giant hawk and flies off.
I can't even do that. That's
Majestic.
Well, you will one day.
You
I
can do
believe
it
you.
one day, I believe it.
All we have to do is get you on a pile of human corpses, and you'll be able to achieve that.
For some reason, my magic won't let me fly. Which feels like bullshit.
Well,
Maybe
you're too
one day you
heavy.
can master it. You can master it one day.
I can
I
help you
believe in
fly.
you. I can help you fly.
Yes, little bunny.
I can
hope
help
you
you
do
fly.
succeed
Hold
in
on to
soaring.
this, and I hold out my axe.
I continue to hold on to Varda.
Okay.
Oh.
I was gonna throw my axe with you on it and then call it back.
Alright.
I don't think you're small at all, Varden. You're a very large being.
Yes, I am in terms of the physical sense, but Softclaw was basically mentioning about my more spiritual self being little.
Oh, is
Not
that
really
what you're
big on
calling
the-
it?
I'm not really big on the inside. Eh.
You're making it too easy. I can't.
Well, I'll keep on making it easy for you, just for your kicks right now. Right now,
I
I'm
dig on the
just
inside.
honestly, I see quite a big animal from you.
Well, I suppose that's good to know.
Okay, we need to get some way to record your voices so that we can play it back to you so you can hear how you sound when you speak.
Huh?
Well, I suppose I can try out one of my, mild shapes.
Okay.
Mild
okay.
shapes?
Mild shapes.
That's what you
Mild
said.
shape. Mild shape. It's like happening because you're very depressed or very.
You're
like,
already an animal, so it's not really all that wild of a change. It's just a mild shape.
I imagine it more like a druid, like the druid version of erectile dysfunction. Mild shape.
Mild
Reptile
shape.
dysfunction?
Reptile. They can only become a
Reptile.
snake.
Oh my
Erectile
God.
dysfunction, they can only become snakes and lizards and turtles.
It's like that scene from Moana. Shark head.
Wait, no, turtles are amphibians, I think, right?
If you're wild,
Turtles
No,
are reptiles.
Turtles are
Are,
reptiles.
Oh, okay.
are you the?
Turtles
Are you
are
the?
reptiles.
Oh, are you the goddamn HOA president from Over the Hedge?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a deep cut.
Deep cut. Deep cut.
That's not a
I love-
deep cut.
I love Avril Lavigne Possum.
It's a deep cut because
No.
nobody really thinks about Over the Hedge.
Over the
I
Hedge
watched
is
Over the
great.
Hedge in theaters.
It
It was a
watched
good.
Over the
It's a
Hedge
good
in
movie.
theaters.
It's a good movie. Really hidden gem.
Oh,
It is.
Movie.
I love it.
Uh-huh.
It
And
I
has
like
one of the
a
best
cookie.
villains.
It has one of my first exposures to skunks since I didn't watch Bambi really.
I like Avril Lavigne Possum.
I also do.
That's probably one of the reasons that possums became my favorite animal.
All right.
Maybe.
Back
I'll
to
be
the-
honest. For me, possums. For me, choosing possum is like. I like rats.
Just rats.
Possums are pretty cool. My friend Silver's a possum. I'll be a
Fair.
possum.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think that, and also the fingerless gloves and eyeshadow that they
All right.
naturally have.
All right. So
Okay.
back to the game.
Back
Yeah.
to the game. Back to the game. Back to the game.
Vernon is like very much interested about following like the Sphinx lead, honestly.
Right, and with the contract passed to you, you do have a vague knowledge of where it is, and you do know that it is on that the disappearances have been happening on the outskirts of Everloon. You're just not sure
All
where.
right.
You only have the vague idea.
All right, so I'm just gonna like immediately head back and like just start like going into high gears. Like Everloon's our next stop for sure. Let's go, guys. We're gonna make it before like we get hungry.
Wait, can we fit it into our schedule?
Oh,
That's
If I remember rightly, I think the boss said it was no rush.
Yeah, they said no rush.
Well, they said no
Yeah.
rush and then told us to leave town immediately.
No, they didn't.
well,
So why did we leave? Why did we leave town
You
immediately?
said to leave town immediately.
yeah, it was you specifically.
You wanted
I
us
didn't.
to.
Oh,
To try and get away
right,
from
okay.
Luce.
Yes, I wanted to get away from the dragon. Okay, yes, I'm sure we can find time to do that.
All right. So like
It's
I'm
on
just
treasure.
Besides, I need to buy more jerky.
I'm just getting like more focused and like no longer listless right now, as like I feel reinvigorated meeting with Softclaw again.
Southclaw.
Softclaw, yeah.
Stop
like
calling him Soft Claw.
Yes, you see, Softclaw is a different person in the guild, and they're used for different reasons.
It's the erectile dysfunction all over again.
They're aware
Listen,
snake.
Softpaw is a very good member of everything. And
Alright, so you continue on, and you met not too far from a small keep called Oloston's Hold, and by day's end you do make it into Everland, which is a somewhat busy, walled-off city. You remember that, and blah, blah. And Varden, you remember that parts of the city are a little sketchy, but you do know that it's mostly safe here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you remember the bar/inn you stayed at? Because I don't.
Ooh, it's like, well, I don't remember the name. It was like something specific. Hold on.
I think it has something to do with weapons.
Maybe. Like right now, I'm just like, okay. Let's just think. Did we actually write it down like in text somewhere?
Maybe
Like,
between our DMs.
No, like, Yava, like, you're like, where's like the notes specifically?
This was during our one-on-one.
No, I know it was like during the one-on-one, but I remembered like that was being written out about what was happening in the prologue before in the notes.
I
Like,
don't
I
think
do
we
recall
went into
that.
that much detail.
Maybe not about like this. Yeah, I'm gonna check the DMs then. Okay. Alright.
I think it had something to do with an axe.
Maybe it's just because both me and Nerium are axe wielders.
You're an axe.
Oh wait a minute! Hatchet! It had to be the hatchet!
Right.
Yeah, that's why you were thinking axe.
The hunter's hatchet, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so Elbros, not Elbros, bleh, sorry. Tongue is not working with me today. Varden, you remember actually where to go to back to the haunted hatchet.
Mm-hmm. Alright, guys. I know of a spot where we could park our vehicle and disperse into an orderly fashion over to like a very respectable pub. The Haunted Hatchet. I know the owner there.
Haunted hatchet. Why is it haunted?
It's just a brand thing.
Will we need to fight a ghost?
No.
So it's a nice ghost.
I don't think there's supernatural persuasions of that variety in that store. Or pub, unfortunately.
You could just say that there's no ghost.
You're not afraid of the ghost?
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Yeah, but I'm afraid of a ghost. Yeah, it's different.
Wait, you're afraid of ghosts?
Ghosts aren't real.
Now,
I
it's
assure
skeletons.
you ghosts are real.
Ghosts are not real. It's skeletons that you have to worry about.
I assure you ghosts are real.
No, I've never seen one.
Neither have I.
I have met a ghost.
I-
Scary.
How do you know it's a
Congratulations
ghost?
on your hallucinations.
Yeah, maybe you just ate some weird mushrooms.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm hallucinating you. You ever think about that?
Oh my god! And it all turns out Clover is just imagining the entire campaign, and we're
Clover
just like,
wakes
what
up.
happened?
In a burrow.
Yes.
None of
Slowly forgets that the reality goes back to sleep.
Clover, you need to
The
let
accident
go.
was 2
The
years ago.
accident was 3. I was gonna go with the accident too.
Of
We're the
course,
same person.
person.
The same person.
I really hope that was at the same time on Ruby's end.
Just about.
Really?
Alright, so you take them to the Haunted Hatchet. It's just as muddy as you remember in that area. You park the carts and hop on out. And as you are going out, you see the barkeeper. Oh, hey, it's you!
Hey!
Jurgen?
How you doing, boss? No, it's Verdon.
Varden, right.
Mhm.
How you doing? See, you got yourself a little gaggle of crazies.
Yeah, so remember that Terry, that basically took me off from here, like over to Neverwinter?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Whatever happened to him?
Well, that Terry was like a part of a company which decided to enlist in my service. And here are my coworkers.
Oh, it's cool. Clover, as you get out,
Okay.
you see that the barkeep is human.
Hmm.
Why is that one looking at me funny?
Oh yeah, that's my friend Clover. They ain't no keen on humans.
Well, alright.
I don't think that double negative worked, Varden.
They ain't keen on
We were
humans.
just
That's what I
talking
mean.
about hunting humans.
Yeah. You know what? I could just I'm gonna start walking forward. Now let's just start taking care of business.
I'm gonna pick up Clover.
No. No.
Aren't y'all like the same size?
No, Clover's a foot tall. You keep forgetting this.
Yeah,
Right.
specifically a foot. Think of it like a starter Pokemon.
She
fight.
Ruby let me basically homebrew it into being one size category smaller than it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Maximum of tiny rather than minimum of small, because it kind of is in that spot. It's the whole thing. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So y'all want food or something?
I would
yeah,
enjoy it.
well, yes, but also as well, I wanted to hear some details about. Have you heard any rumors going around about the outskirts of this town?
Oh yeah.
the
Come on in,
outskirts.
The
Outskirts? Owlskirts?
Owls don't wear skirts.
Some owls wear skirts. I've seen it.
An owl wears skirts.
Owls don't wear skirts. They wear big shorts that they
That's
have
right.
with big bottoms.
And top hats. They wear top.
Hey, walk around going, "Hi, Helen, how are you?" Oh, I'm gonna miss that guy.
It's so sad. It's gonna be so depressing whenever all the humans die. I will miss you.
Right,
You were one of the good ones.
right. Anyway, come on in.
Mm-hmm.
As you all walk in, you can tell that the establishment is somewhat old, but it's well kept for, despite surrounding areas.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we got grog, we got whiskey, we got beer. You want food?
I'll
Got
take a
food.
shot of whiskey.
Are you sure it's not gonna kill you?
If it starts to kill
well-
me, I will get bigger.
Honestly, sir, the Clover's fine.
Hey, drunk
We've
words.
been through this. We've been through a brothel with that sort of type of mentality, and
Oh, is this a
they've proven
brothel
us
too?
wrong.
We'll take a room.
This is not brothel, this is a tavern. But I know
Oh,
what you're
good.
talking about. Distilled Dame. I love that place.
We'll take a room, me and Varden.
Alright, we'll talk about rooms later, but first drinks. Alright, whiskey for the bunny. Varden, you?
I guess, maybe some ale.
Ale for the knoll. I imagine the
I'll
robots
take the
don't.
hardest thing you've got.
Whiskey for the goblin.
I'll take the most flammable drink you got.
I don't have any oil.
Well, I didn't say oil. I said flammable.
Can you drink?
Well, Miriam, if whiskey's the hardest thing they've got, none of it's gonna be very flammable.
No,
Oh.
we have turpentine.
We don't have any triple sec?
Turpentine is not a drink.
What about quadruple sec?
And again, can your butt friend drink at all? Oh, that mouth ain't moving.
Oh, it's a porcelain mask.
My point still stands. Can you actually drink?
I look at
is
Miriam.
that relevant?
I think she has a hole somewhere.
Oh, darling. I have holes
We all got
somewhere.
holes somewhere. Alright.
Holes for days.
If you do drink, what about you, other robot?
No, I don't drink.
Alright, so...
Nor can.
Alright, so here we go. He pulls up 3 whiskeys, pours them, and an ale for Varden, and hands them to each. And you all want a room? It can fit me.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
What about...
Alright, let's see. I think about three of you can fit into a room. So, 2 rooms for a gold each? Right, no. A gold total, right.
A gold total.
Alright.
Well, yeah.
Alright,
And
alright.
for the drinks,
What world are you living in where you have your room price set as 1/3 of a gold? Like 33 silver.
No, it'd
Don't
be
question it, just
33
enjoy it.
copper.
What do you mean it would be 33 copper? It would be 33 silver.
33 silver is 3 1/3 gold.
Ew.
Are we in these weird countries where they have base 10 for their coins? That's crazy.
Yes.
As for the
Base
drinks,
100 is a proper way to have your coins separated. It's much simpler.
It
As
is
for-
base 100 if you're going from copper to gold, and silver is the increment denoting 10.
and nobody uses them stupid electrum pieces.
Nobody uses Electrum.
I
Hey,
once
I
knew
got
people that
electrum
We
use
don't talk about the
components.
electro business.
Yeah, components.
I
Not
once knew a
coins.
Uses
person
it for
that-
money.
I once went to a place where they used iron coins. It was weird.
Right. Anyway, that'll be about 7 silver for the drinks. Bottomless.
Alright.
Oh, bottom. Okay, I'll just toss 2 gold to the guy.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Cover
She's paying
everyone
for
in
all of
rooms.
Wonderful.
Keep the change.
Whiskey me.
There's already whiskey in front of you.
Drink. I'm gonna start chugging.
It goes down and it burns your throat. Something good, but also something bad. This is a cheap but good whiskey.
Alright, another.
Yava casually drinks it.
The bottle is next to you, Clover. Or next to your cup.
Alright, Clover is just like
I
lapping it out of
believe-
a shot glass.
I believe Clover, me, and Miriam have all been given an entire bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, pretty much.
Slide mine over to Yaba.
Just gonna keep pouring
Yeah, I'm
it
just-
in and lapping it up.
I'm
Maybe
just
I
pulling
asked for a
handles of
saucer.
whiskey.
Right. You know, you said rumors about the northern outskirts, right?
Yes, yes.
Right. Creepy stuff's been going on there. Claw marks in the fields, cows eviscerated.
Claw marks. I hear ya.
Weirdest thing, though,
Her.
sheeps also get attacked, but they just lose their wool.
Ooh. Yep, we're dealing with someone being like some in the cold.
If they're only losing their wool, then maybe it's spinning. Maybe it's turning the wool into cloth.
Cloth or cover for themselves for like as a blanket.
Which would be made of cloth.
Yes.
Is there
Or,
any...
brilliant idea. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
Giant ball of yarn. Snap point.
That is actually a really good idea.
Wait.
Alright, so
Giant
how
ball of
many
yarn.
turns do
Golden
I
nodding.
have to take before I start rolling con checks?
Wait.
Your third
Wait.
drink.
I am continuing to drink until I reach that point.
Okay, honestly, that gives me an idea. What if like the creature is hiding as a sheep?
You kill my sheep.
What?
I mean, wouldn't the shepherd notice an extra sheep? I think the yarn pole idea is probably more likely.
Sheep.
Hmm,
Giant
I
ball
mean-
of yarn.
we could check both theses like after we're finished with like our rest period.
I hope it's the ball of yarn, because I really want to have the world's largest ball of yarn in our possession.
It's the largest ball of twine on
Oh,
the
where-
Sword Coast.
If it is a large ball of yarn, it belongs to the city.
Well, obviously, we're going to need to take some form of payment to deal with this creature.
So Nerium, we're gonna take a long rest.
Long rust.
No,
Long
Tom,
You're right,
let's
right. Clover,
rest
in
the forest.
Clover, start rolling those checks.
Yes.
Roll Constitution.
Saving throw.
Constitution. Yes.
Yeah, saving
It is
throws.
poison.
Roll a con save. Roll a con save.
5.
Can bunnies throw up?
Yes.
No.
No?
I think
Can
it-
rabbits
they sort of have
throw
both.
up?
So if I'm
No.
starting to have problem, I have a solution. Wild shape.
What are you gonna wild?
Yeah, what are you gonna wild shape into?
What are you gonna mild shape into?
Well, do you agree to my proposal, DM?
You'll basically end up looking like Boo, but yes.
Yay!
What?
I am wild shaping into a giant space hamster.
Actually, you end up becoming a miniature giant space hamster. Now here's a major question.
Miniature what?
Miniature giant space hamsters. And no, hamsters cannot throw up.
You gotta burp it out.
Giant space hamsters are size large. I want to be size large.
You're like a level. What are you guys leveled at? 4?
We are level 4.
Yes.
It doesn't say anything about size things. It's just
Here, let me double check something.
Yeah, it's
What is your challenge rating limit at the moment?
1/2.
Okay.
Giant
That's what
space
that's what I
hamsters.
was
5
looking- I was looking for 1/2. Giant space hamster is 1/2. No,
Mm.
1/4.
No, giant space ham. From the looks of it, a giant space hamster is 1.
Well, the giant space hamster. This says 1/2.
Oh, that must have been when I was looking at.
This one says 1/4.
Hold on. You gotta make sure that it's not a legacy.
Well, I mean, I would want it to be a legacy, but no. Like, if I look
gotta
at
make
giant
sure it's
space
legacy.
hamster, it says 1/4
Yeah, give me a moment here.
from Spelljammer.
Giant space hamster. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright,
Wonderful.
so yes, you do become a large giant space hamster. You still can't throw up.
Yay. I'm size large.
You still cannot throw up.
Well, I mean, there's less compared to me. There's less alcohol.
Yeah, but
Do be true.
And now I have a burrowing speed.
whoa, giant hamster.
Is that
Do
a
not-
Try to
problem?
burrow.
Don't dig in the fucking bar.
Also, I don't think you can dig under wood.
They can't.
I said try. I did not say I would succeed.
So it's just.
Dirt and stone.
Is this normal?
Yes, it's perfectly normal.
Okay. Right, anyway. So, killed cows, missing cows, sheep getting their wool clawed off, but leaving them unharmed.
It must be very skilled to be able to perfectly shear a sheep without.
Oh, it is not perfect.
Oh.
There's just chunks of wool missing.
Oh.
Oh.
That's less impressive.
Another thing, there's been glowing feathers, and some of them have blood on them.
You said some sort of bird from like your perspective.
As far as we can tell.
Well, I have
No one ever-
I have much
no
more
one-
concrete information.
Well, no one has been able to actually catch it in the act. We only ever find it in the morning. Or the aftermath.
Well, Southpaw was able to figure it out.
South Claw.
What'd I say?
Soft.
Aw.
Oh.
I can't talk. I'm gonna hug Varden.
Yeah,
Alright.
Varden, you're suddenly just buried by a giant space hamster.
Oh my
Just
god.
buried in softness and squish.
Why is your fur so much more fluffier than usual? Uh, so boss, like the thing is like the culprit is an actual sphinx, possibly a young one.
A fucking sphinx! What's a sphinx?
Yeah. Okay,
It's a bird of sorts.
it's more of a lion human hybrid with wings of
Whoa,
a bird.
weird.
Yes. Weird.
It's one of them desert things.
Wait, what are they doing all the way out here then?
Eh.
Well, that's what we're gonna figure out, and we're going to resolve this tomorrow. By making sure after like we take our rest here, we're gonna camp right out there, like nearby the sheep and nearby the cattle.
Well, you're going to want to take a lot of rest, because, like I said, it only comes in the dead of night.
All right. So like after I basically finish up my ale, I drink it. Like I'm not really feeling as much of a buzz really because of like our biology. Just like
Right.
Thank you kindly for the drink.
You guys want food?
Food.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely, I'm starving.
Right. One moment.
Oh no.
And he
Oh,
goes
no.
in. He goes into the back kitchen and he returns with what looks like soup, meat soup.
So,
Okay.
I would also like food. I make
Okay.
food desiring noises.
I basically go take a bowl of meat soup and just be like, okay, as long as it's not actual meat like that, I should be fine.
What do you mean an actual meat like that? What are you talking about? It's beef.
beef.
What, you don't
I
like
ate
beef?
the soup.
No, that's not the thing. I just don't want to like get into depth again with you.
Dad, you look like you got into money since I saw you.
Yes, well, I'm kind of trying to like actually save like some part of it at the very least, so I don't want to go super bad right now.
Well, don't worry.
I'm
It's
gonna try
about
and
a
eat
silver
this.
bowl.
Alright, alright. I go and partake in this beef soup. Just go.
It's
That's
adequate.
rude in some places.
I will try to consume the food.
Just look at the way he eats his soup. What an asshole.
Face first.
Face.
They gave him an apple to show that he was more of an asshole.
Oh god.
Yava's eat her soup. Slurp, slurp.
Oh my god.
Clover steals some soup.
How's the beef? Is it like tough and chewy or what?
It's a little chewy.
Ooh. Like I'm chewing it like gum right now in my choppers, and I'm just like,
It's not that chewy.
Oh man.
So, who wants to play a game of questions?
Game of questions.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone rolls a dice, and lowest has to answer one question that everyone poses a question, and they answer one of them.
What type of dice?
Which dice do we have on hand? Do I have any dice?
Hey, real quick.
I have
Real quick. So I forgot to turn a sound off that's a part of my browser. So throughout the VOD, you might hear a little beeping.
Oh no.
It's not too loud. It's not too loud. It's softer than the rest of us.
I return from my wild shape, hopefully de-drunken a little bit.
Do any of you have a dice?
Clover, you will have soared up a little bit.
Yay. I don't have any dice.
No.
I don't have
I
any.
I have some rations.
Do you have dice?
I don't. I lost my dice in a bet.
Lost my dice
Losing
in a
the
dice
need
game.
for gambling.
I do have a dragon chest set though, but
Yava.
I don't think we can use dragon chest pieces for
Okay,
that purpose.
why don't we do spin the bottle instead?
All right, who's gonna finish off the whiskey? Let me just kind of
Yava's already working on Miriam's bottle.
Clover is trying to make grabby paws at the whiskey, but held back by Varden.
Chug, chug, chug. Alright, once we got a free bottle in. Alright, whoever this lands on, when we spin it, that's the one who has to answer that question. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Alright. How should we do this? Should we just roll dice and whoever gets lowest?
You can roll a dice with
Yeah, roll
the
everyone.
stories of us,
Yeah, basically
and-
roll a d20 and whoever got the lowest.
Fine.
Oh. The way this game works is whoever's got an answer, everyone else asks a question, they answer one question.
13.
They answer one.
Roll the
20.
one. I rolled a
nat
1.
Oh, that bottle really loves you, Yava.
I love the bottle. Huh? Huh? What?
Alright.
Who?
My question is, what's your favorite drink?
Ooh.
Let's hear what everyone else's question is before you choose.
Oh.
My question is, do you have any tattoos?
My question for you, Yava. Are there any regrets in your life before coming to work here?
Elbros, you got a question for Yava?
I know the one I'm not answering.
No.
Elbros,
What?
you got a question for Yava?
We're doing a little spin the bottle thing, where with questions, and we're learning about the group.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of role play to learn about the characters.
Yeah, but okay. I always get confused with what Java is, so I don't really have any questions right now.
I am Java. I'm the
Yeah, I know
goblin.
you're Java, but
Do you have any?
Does
any
Elberos
wonders
not
on-
entirely know what a goblin is?
no,
Ooh,
I'm
maybe
talking
ask
out of
that
character
person.
here.
No, yeah.
I mean, the only one I truly know what it is Nerium because it's a warfare. But I'm talking out of character here. The rest, I always get confused.
Right, Yava's a goblin, Varden's a gnoll, and Clover's a rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
Awakened animal.
Reflavored herring nom.
I'm gonna go with Clover's question.
Alright.
Yava hops up, stands in the. Are we like seated like a booth table?
You're at the counter bar.
All right, Yava hops down and is like, "Yeah, I got one right here," and she starts pulling down her pants.
Hey, hey.
Front or back? Front or back?
The back, it's on her ass.
Honestly, I was hoping for either tramp stamp or womb tattoo. I
Jeez.
feel like those fit. Anyway,
Maybe we should bring this to a booth.
yeah.
There's a tattoo on her ass, but it's in Goblin, so you don't know what it says.
Alright.
It'd be funny if it was a tattoo in Draconic and you don't know what it says.
Actually, one of you guys does know what it says. Elberos.
You see, it's written in Draconic. It says hope. You know, everyone who reads Draconic can see it says, it says,
Like
$2.99 chicken.
special, $5 special, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, $5 special. Super for the day.
But yes, Yava, if you want to clarify to Elberos what it says, go ahead.
Let's be fair. Yava would have a soup of the day tattoo.
The tattoo on her ass just says slut.
Oh, jeez.
Nice.
Elberos, you now know what it says. Do you want to like tell the others, or do you want to keep it a secret?
I mean, it says
My question.
it's a completely different word, but it basically translates to slut.
How is that you being a goblin are so, intelligent? Because most the goblins I know are way below average.
And people call me racist.
Clover,
I used
humans
to
aren't
hunt
race.
goblins for the elves.
Humans are
Clover, don't say
crazy.
that.
I will I will say, Elberos, in comparison to the goblins that you used to hunt, they look wildly different compared to Yava.
I don't know.
The ones,
I am not
yeah,
too familiar with how things look.
right. You're basically slowly being reintroduced into civilization. I mean, it's not wrong.
This is really great. This is really great.
Hunters of civilization.
Okay.
We have a blood hunter who's like super close to like one of the animals that would usually be prey for it. Then we have an actual like ranger hunter who's like partnered up with like a goblin that they would be like willing to kill if it was like any other day.
Alright.
Now we just
Alright,
need a
alright.
dragon in the party for me to hunt.
Let's go again.
I'm sorry, that was
it's-
mean.
Spin the bottle.
Right,
Alright, let's do
everyone,
it.
roll d20. Lowest is the one that gets asked
Oh,
questions.
son of a bitch!
I got an 18.
I got a 2.
I got a 16.
I got a 16 too.
Elbros?
I got a
Albert.
Nerium loses.
16.
Yeah, that's on me. Win some, you lose some. Alright, what's your questions?
Okay. So, where were you actually built from? Like your place of construction?
What's your problem with Dragon?
And what's the whole deal behind the of hiding behind the mask?
I
Yava?
feel like these are
have it?
deeper questions than Yava.
Yeah. Yava, you got a question for?
My question is, what's your favorite card game?
Yava, she just goes, Yava, you have a question with the most pleading voice possible.
All of them are so tempting to answer. I'll answer. Ironically enough, 2 of the questions share the same answer. Oh, what the hell? I just grab a drink, splash it on the mouth of my mask, and just. All right, so I
Just dribbled down.
Yeah, she just splashes it on the
it
on
just
the
shot
mask, and it
glass.
just goes down her shirt.
Okay, so okay, so to answer the construction and the deal with dragons, they share the same answer. The answer is a junkyard in the Shadowfell is where this immaculate, so you see, came to be as a result of a bet with a dragon. More or less.
Wait, are you implying you used to be some being a forge?
You cut out for that. Could you repeat?
I would say, like, wait, are you implying that you were something else before becoming a warforge?
Well, that's another question. We'll have to spin the bottle to find out.
Damn it!
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Spin the bottle.
Roll 'em.
Rolling.
Fingers crossed.
Come on, lose
11.
again.
20.
Lose again. Natural 20 again.
I got a 19.
Nerium.
I got 13.
I got 11.
Clover,
Oh.
you're the loser.
Alright.
Clover.
Alright, bring him.
Alright. What is your goal? What is your end goal? Want to, get your revenge on all the humans. What then?
Yava?
You seem to like books a lot. What's your favorite?
Varden.
Okay. Have you had any prior mates before?
Elbros.
You fucked yet?
I can't think of any question.
To give a quick refresher on what Clover looks like, They're basically a little bunny that's standing on two legs, dressed like a little magician.
I
No
have...
pants, though.
No pants. No pants.
Who needs pants? Are a human construct.
Pants are the symbol.
Do you have little like cuff thingies on your ankles, though?
Pants are the symbol of
None us
oppression.
here is a human, and we all wear pants.
They are a symbol of humanity. Anyway, fuck. That is a wide range of questions. Yeah. I suppose I should say I have had a few mates in the past, but not that many since I became what I am today. Only a few. Because, you know, the members of my species don't like me anymore, and so I've had to deal with people.
Okay, they have a question now.
What's your
Would
question?
it be okay if you had to go back to being a normal bunny?
Okay, see, here is the thing. I can answer two of these questions at once. That is my end goal. My end goal is to return to not being awakened. Because this is hell. I don't understand how you all do it. Someone just took me out of the woods, gave me anxiety, and told me I had to pay taxes.
To be fair, I hate taxes too.
I should roll with it.
Taxes definitely seem like
Look
an
at this. You
impossible
took a
dream.
perfectly good rabbit and you gave it anxiety.
Alright. Rolling for the next questions.
Oh, Jesus.
Rolling.
10.
10.
Oh my! I got 19.
18.
Let me roll. 14. I almost rolled a 20.
Alright, so
both Miriam and Clover.
I say rollies for who
Alright,
fully loses.
13.
I got a 9.
Alright.
Clover again.
Clover again.
Mhm.
I'm in the hot seat.
Alright.
I say as I am sitting in Varden's lap.
Alright.
Pat, pat.
Mhm.
What are your questions? And let's skip over my first answer.
Alright. If I help you get your revenge, do you think you'd be able to help me get mine?
Next question.
Why blame all of humanity for the action of one?
Elberos?
Also, by the way, just out of character, how much longer do we think we're going?
We can stop after the questions if you guys want.
It might be nice to start like the adventure at the beginning of the
Yeah,
session.
so
It
after
probably won't take more than
Yep.
1.5 sessions
Yeah.
because it seems like it'll be a short one.
Yeah.
After this session, we can retire to our rooms.
yeah. Alright, Elbros, you got any quick?
Any more
Why
questions?
do you
for
always
me?
climb on that?
What?
All right.
What was that,
Varden,
Elbrus?
do you have a question?
Okay. My question is, hmm, what would you want what would you want in a sort for like a sort of like a comfortable life for yourself if you're not able to like find the person who gave you the awakenings, like what would be like a comfortable like alternative plan for yourself?
Alright. Hmm. Sorry. I got distracted for a second. Such good questions. Honestly, I suppose I'll answer Varden's. If I can't find the person that made me like this, that tortured my body into this disturbing form, where I have thumbs, I suppose I'll have to live as a person, find a mate, settle down, get a burrow to myself. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, because that actually answers my question too. What if you find them and they can't? Like, what if the sole issue you got here is permanent?
Well,
Upkeep is really invested in our stories.
Well, you're the only ones here.
We are the only
Yeah.
ones in the bar right now.
Indeed.
We're not exactly quiet.
Uh-huh. And this is honestly quite interesting hearing like our thoughts about each other like this.
do
I
you
s-
do you want to spin one more time?
Yeah, one more round of questions, and I say we call it a session.
All right.
Roll them.
Sure.
Hell.
Let's go with
16.
not being me.
18.
I got an 8.
I got an 8.
Oh, thank God.
19. Oh, thank God.
Elbros and Nerium, rollies.
15.
20.
Nerium it is.
Ugh.
Alright.
All right. My question: what kind of dragon did you lose your head to?
My question: what were you before that bet with that dragon?
And Clover?
Can we get a number on the amount of holes?
Elbros.
The amount of holes that you have.
What are those crystals on your hands for?
The crystals.
Elbaros, the DM, pleads as we all ask our question.
These crystals channel the arcane core into solid light, either, firing my ranged attacks or summoning or turning my hand into an axe. That's what the crystals on my palms are for. Yeah, that's what I
Great.
do my pew-pews or my hand axe, not to be confused with my hand axe.
Okay.
Alright. Well, I think that's probably enough spin the bottle for now, I say as I pick up Clover and start heading to the room.
Whoa. Miriam, you're getting a little bit excited there.
No,
Ooh.
I'm just taking the rabbit to the room to sober up.
I go limp.
See?
Nary,
Sure.
aggressive,
Sure,
asexual.
Alright, so you all start to head to your rooms for the night.
Yeah.
I will sit in front of the window to stare at the void in the long rest.
You stare off into the distance with 1,000-yard stare.
Mhm.
You never know.
I bring Clover into my room.
Right, who's rooming with who?
I guess I could spend the night with Yava.
Okay.
Alright, so Yava, Bart, Clover, Miriam, Elbros, who are you hanging with?
I think I could go to the same room of Miriam and Clover.
Alright, so it's Clover, Nerium, and Elbros in one room, Varden and Yava in the other. Yava, you get a nice big knoll pillow.
Neat.
No pillow.
So, Yava, what did you think about today, honestly?
Eh.
Not really enjoyable, even with like your good amount of rounds, like drinks.
Actually, I'd like Elbros. I'd like to bring Elbros to Yava and Verdon's room.
Oh yeah? Why?
Reasons.
Alright, you...
Okay.
Elbros, you're guided over to Varden and Yava's room.
You're pushed out of the room.
Yeah, you're pushed out of the room.
Alright. So, hey, Elbros, what you doing? Didn't think you would be
Not
spending
much.
the night with us. Alright. Well, I guess I'll be like the little buffer between you two, considering the new facts we've learned about each other today. I laugh a bit awkwardly, like as if trying to like mask like the awkwardness of like of having Elbros and Yava in the same room together now.
Alright, Elbros, you go
Meanwhile,
to the...
me still being the one that nobody had to question because never lost.
Alright, Elbros, you go to the window like you were doing in Nerium and Clover's room and just stare out. Nerium, what are you doing with Clover?
Stuff.
Just a long rest.
You just pushed Elbros out just for the sake of pushing him out or something?
Yeah.
Rude.
And here I thought it was going to be something plot important because everyone was spilling out secrets in that specific room there.
Alright. Now, as you all settle into your long rest, we pan out to the outskirts of the city. And we focus in on a cow sleeping out in pasture. And in the distance, two purple eyes shine looking at it, followed by two more, and then four more. False eyes staring until the real eyes of the Sphinx lock onto the cow. And come dawn, the cow has been dismembered and disemboweled. As you all awaken for the next day, and that is where we'll end the session. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That was good session. Good session.
Yeah.
I mean,
check out
I
some
mean,
of the other
cool.
stuff on
Have
the
we?
channel.
Yeah.
There's I'm playing. I finished Sonic 06, and I believe by the time this goes up, I will have an episode of Doom 2016 up. I'm gonna be
Oh
playing Doom-
shit! That's the game you're going for?
Yeah, because Doom Dark Age is gonna be out in a few weeks.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, it
That's a couple
is.
weeks.
Yeah,
okay.
I forgot about
What
that.
are you playing?
Guys,
There's so many
guys,
Doom games.
2016. I just said.
I have.
And I'm also playing Minecraft with Biddy. We're doing Project Sacrifice.
Yes.
You're playing
And-
you're placing blocks and shit because you're in fucking Minecraft.
And
And she
Scraps
sings that
is
constantly.
I do.
Yes.
Scraps is playing, by the time this goes up, Ratchet and Clank, the first one. And I have a D&D campaign called World of Tapir that you can check out.
Yeah.
Yes, I also have something to. I'm here advertising my own YouTube channel at the Gunmetal Gator here because I have done it. I'm officially the only YouTuber who has tackled every single episode of the Brave animated series here on YouTube in 4
The
short
what?
videos. The Brave
Wait,
animated series.
The Bear and the Bow.
Well, no, the Brave animated series is a Taiwanese anime about
Oh.
it's
Oh,
like
so
a
that-
fusion. Oh, sorry.
It has
Oh,
nothing to do with the Disney movie.
Not at all.
Oh,
But if you want to know something to like compare it to, think Adventure Time if it was somehow fused with Undertale.
Ooh.
eh.
Yes. And I'm here to announce that like very soon, the summer of 2025 is going to be the announcement for season 2 for the show, which means I get to review it more. So if you want to see
That's
me
great,
act,
Metal.
Nice.
yeah, so if you want to actually see me be doing stuff, then check out my channel for actually tackling the one great animated show from Taiwan that no one else seems to be talking about. Not even the big anime YouTubers.
I think that's because a lot of YouTube channels want to be careful about mentioning the word Taiwan. Anyway,
And if you guys want some live content, follow me over at RubyDead_Queen at Twitch.tv. And I guest star on a show of a friend's called Snobservation, where we talk about Transformers 1 the movie.
Nice. Comment challenge of the day. What's your favorite card game?
all right. So
Poker.
either Texas Hold'em poker, because I like that you can actually do calculations rather than it entirely being a social game, or well, not entirely, but like largely being a social game with regular poker or 5-card draw. And I also really like blackjack because it's just math.
I like blackjack, but if I had to say, my favorite is probably Uno.
Oh, I didn't think that
like
counted.
that.
No,
Blackjack's
Gold
pretty
gin.
fun.
You can play Uno with
Oh, you
a
like gin?
regular set of playing cards.
You
I
can't
will
play
play
Uno with
Uno.
player cards.
The one that I'm saying is the same you're saying, but this one has a lot of, reflection skill. Taking the opportunity to take the card
Okay.
out or scream the word that make the opponent have all the cards on the table.
Okay.
Ah.
Which game?
It
If,
has a
uh,
little bit of luck
no,
too. But
He said the game's name is Jin.
yeah.
Ah,
Mm.
awesome. Well, without the way, there's not let's
wait,
say back.
wait. I didn't mention my card game of choice.
Or Java.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
said
said blackjack.
blackjack's pretty fun.
For me, I honestly have to say recently, Digimon, the trading card game.
I knew this was gonna
valid.
turn into this. Anyway,
Alright, well, just out of the way, this is Zelda Sabang. Good night, everybody.
good night.
Good night,
everybody.
all you lovelies.